As long as you're signed into Scratch, at the top, we're going to click on the Create button. And just for practice sake, so we don't forget, let's rename this at the top where it says Untitled. So name it with your class period, so P1 or whatever your class period is, and we're going to call it Dialogue. P1 Dialogue or whatever your class period is. So by default, MIT likes to start out with the Scratch Cat. I don't want that as my original sprite. So I'm going to click the Delete button, and now I have nothing on my screen. I'm going to start by adding a sprite, and we're going to look for a duck. Now instead of scrolling through the list, I'm just going to click Duck. There we go, I've got my duck sprite. I can move them wherever I want. I'm going to add another sprite, and this time I'm going to find a penguin. Again, instead of scrolling, I'm just going to type penguin. And let's go with this little guy. I'm going to move them around on the stage so they're not like right on top of each other. Now we're eventually going to make a dialogue with these characters, so they need to talk to each other. In order to talk to each other, the penguin should probably be looking at the duck. So make sure your penguin's selected, so I make sure my penguin sprite selected. I click on the Costumes tab. And I tell it to flip horizontal. Now nothing really seems to have happened. So I'm going to change the costume to that one. Now he's got his back to the duck. I can change that by clicking on flip horizontal. So now he's facing the duck. While you're at it, have a little fun with the lovely little penguin. So I'm going to change the penguin. And you don't have to. It just sounds more fun to me to have it more colorful. So I'm just changing his colors. So I click the paint bucket, I change the fill, and I changed his colors around. Can I change the duck? Yes. Click on the sprite for the duck. And let's see, I don't really like that color. I'd like a lighter shade of yellow maybe. So I'm going to go with the lighter shade of yellow. Sure, that one looks good. So I can click and change the duck around. When I'm done changing the colors, I'm going to go back to code. I also would like to add a background. So bottom right corner, select choose a backdrop. So we're going to add it to the stage. And it doesn't really matter which one you pick. The one in the default for the sample that they were using was this winter one. There you go. Maybe move them around so it doesn't look like they're floating or standing in a tree. And here we go. Let's start with the penguin. We're going to add some dialogue. Over on the left, I could scroll through all these, but there's like a gazillion here, and I don't want to have to do that. They've broken them down by color. So first off is blue motion and then purple looks. I'm going to click on looks. And I'm going to use this say hello for 2 seconds. I'm going to grab it and drag it to the project editor. So again, I have my sprite selected. It's on the project editor. And so let's see what it does. If I click on this purple block, it says hello. Now the sample that we were going over in class says, instead of saying that, say, I didn't think you'd be here. Again, if I click the purple block, he says, I didn't think you'd be here. Okay. Let's click on the duck. Let's have the duck respond to him. How do I have the duck respond? Again, I'm still on the looks. I'm going to grab that say hello again and drag it to the project editor. And instead of him saying that, so the one said, I didn't think you'd be here, he's going to say, I'm surprised you are here also. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little better. I'm surprised you're here also. So again, if I click this purple block, he talks. So again, by clicking the sprite and then clicking their purple block, they talk. But we can fix it so from now on, anytime I click this little green flag, that's kind of like start or play, I can have them talk. How do we do that? So again, over here on the left, we have motion, looks, sound, event. Click on events. I'm going to grab this when green flag is clicked and snap it to that block. That's for the penguin. I'm going to do the same thing for the duck. I'm going to grab this, it's again an event. When green flag is clicked, I'm going to snap it to that block. And so the duck will talk also. So let's see what happens. I'm going to click the green flag. They both talk at the same time. So don't worry about the text overlapping. Tomorrow we're going to change the dialogue around and move it around so you can see them both at the same time. So you don't have to spread them out or anything, just leave it the way it is. Perfect. So one last side note. Scratch doesn't automatically save like Google Sheets and slides and everything, so every once in a while you will need to hit this Save Now button unless it says it hasn't. So I'm going to just squish one over just a second and then hit Save Now just to know that it's actually saved. Take a screenshot of your work. Again, take a Nimbus screenshot of your selected area. I want to see the name of your file at the top, the last bit of code you worked on, and your stage. Screenshot it and add it to the assignment in Google Classroom. Thank you.